Good morning folks, 21st Century Caveman here. Hope everybody's well, I hope everybody's happy. So Postman Pat has delivered a parcel for me this morning. This has come all the way from the Netherlands, so I just thought I'd share the unboxing of this particular item with you. I'll reset the camera and I'll get back to you. Right, to help me today I have with me my trusty Leatherman. I love my Leatherman. I've had it for a few years now. Absolutely superb multi-tool. It's a bit heavy though. Ooh, what have we got here, young man? Victorinox. And also have a leaflet. So let's just zoom in and just check out what we've ended up with. So this is a Ranger Grip 78 Victorinox knife. Now the reason for getting this is because I did actually have one. It was a Ranger Grip 79. Now I've moved a couple of times in the past recent years and it's gone astray, I can't find it. So I've been without it for about 2 or 3 years now and I really miss it. So I was on the internet the other day and I saw this and I thought, you know what, it was a good price. It came from the Netherlands and I decided to purchase it. So I ordered it one evening, it was dispatched, you know, the very next morning. 2 days later it's in my hand. Excellent. So this is a Ranger Grip 78. And one of the things why they call it a Ranger Grip is because it has this material on the sides here, on the handle, which does help to give you a better grip. It stops it slipping basically. Now this is actually quite a large knife. I'm just going to zoom in so we can measure up this stuff and give you an idea as to how long the blade is, the handle and the bits and bobs that go with it. Bear with me. So we can see it's one-handed opening and this has been made really for a right-handed person, although it is possible to open it with your left hand, albeit it's a little bit more difficult, but it can be done. Now to actually, you can hear that snap, the blade is actually locked in place. It has a line lock, which if I press this little emblem just here, you can see hopefully that it releases the blade. Okay, and that is a very, very firm lock indeed. So it's got a nice blade on it. The blade is, let's just measure up the length of this. Now, I don't know how well you can see this, but the blade is overall about 100mm long, 4 inches. Now the actual cutting, it's only serrated up to this point here, so only 90mm of that is for cutting. The knife overall then is 225mm, which is 9 inches. So basically the handle is 130mm, which is approximately equivalent to 5¼ inches. So we know we've got a nice blade on this. Now the other fantastic thing about this is the fact that it's got a bloody great big saw on it. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to purchase this knife again. So this saw I've used loads of times on my other model and it's absolutely fantastic. It's ever so sharp. So the blade is going to be a very similar length. up, can we? No, probably not. Okay, so the blade is 110 millimeters and 100 millimeters, or 4 inches of that, is the cutting blade. Now this blade doesn't lock into place, but it does snap quite tightly to the handle. You just got to be a little bit careful with it, like anything, okay, just to make sure you're diligent when you're using it. But you know, I've never had a problem with it, and I've used the knife multiple times out in the woods when I'm hiking, camping, bushcrafting, and I've cut loads of hazel staffs and made walking sticks, that sort of thing, made tent pegs. I've made loads of stuff with it. This saw is absolutely first class. The other thing about the saw is the fact that it's got a very sharp edge, and you can use it to strike a ferro rod, so that's pretty nifty. Now, the way in which this differs from the previous version I had, so that the previous version was a 79, it differs in a couple of ways. For a start, this has got a Phillips on it, and these are really sturdy, by the way. Now mine had a cork opener, or a corkscrew, and I didn't use that at all, and to be honest with you, I don't know why, you know, they appear so often on Swiss Army knives. You know, I think they're next to useless myself, although they can be useful for untying knots, that sort of stuff. Now I could have gone along and purchased you know, the previous model, but as I say, I didn't want the corkscrew. This is far more useful than a corkscrew. Now there are a couple of other things which differ. You can see on the end here, look, we've got a couple little bits sticking out. Now this is a toothpick, you know, which I suppose does have its uses. Now I'm going to see if I can put a little tiny ferro rod in there. I need to do a bit of research to see how feasible that is. But the other thing which is on here, which differs from the previous version, is the fact that this has some little tweezers. And when you're out in the woods, if you're an outdoor person, in my first aid kit I always carry a pair of tweezers. Now these may be small, but if it's a case of getting a splinter out of your finger, or if you need it for something really fine, then these are absolutely invaluable. You know, I can't stress how important these little tweezers are going to be. And the fact is, you know, they don't take up any more space, do they? They also fit very tightly in place. Yeah, I think they're absolutely spot on myself. Okay, so in terms of the other tools in here, now I don't have a very good set of nails at all, so I might struggle to get some of these out. Okay, so we have a bottle opener. Yeah, bottle opener and a little screwdriver there. And these are always very handy. Bottle openers, not so much, to be honest with you. You know, I haven't really ever used a bottle opener when I've been out in the woods or outdoors. It's just not something which has any utility for me. Well, that's not to say that other people won't use it. I mean, presumably they still put them on there for a reason. So what else have we got on here then? Whoops. Now, these blades do come very, very sharp, so I've got to be careful I don't slip and cut my hand. Okay, well actually, this is not a bottle opener, this is a can opener. There's the bottle opener there, look, okay? With a flathead screwdriver, a little divot there, look, for stripping cables. Now once again, this is not something I've ever used before whilst I've been out in the woods. Why would you want to strip a wire cable if you're out in the woods, you know, camping, that sort of stuff? I personally, you know, I've never ever had to use something like that. I've used the screwdriver bit before, but and once again I've never had to open a bottle cap. But you know, there we go, they're there if you need them, I suppose. So these are the tools we have so far. We know we've got the Phillips bit on the end here, Now there is one other tool here which I always struggle to get out, and that is an awl. Now this awl, it's not ever so sharp, but you can sharpen that up, and on the previous knife which I had, I sharpened that up and it was absolutely fantastic. You can see it's got a little hole there, look, if you want to use it to insert some thread into some material, or obviously you can just use it to make yourself a little bit of tinder look just by, you know, drilling it in and out of a bit of wood. So this is very useful. I have used these a few times before. You know, if a button comes off your shirt, you wouldn't obviously need an awl, but if you have a heavy piece of fabric or, you know, rucksack, something like that, and you need to do some repairs, these are very, very useful indeed. So look, I mean, you know, I'm not going to keep banging on about this, but these are the tools which we have in here. I think this is an absolutely wonderful tool. And I'm glad I've actually got one of these back in my hands again, because I did use this very regularly, and also because it's a folder, it is actually more discreet than one of your normal sort of fixed blade knives. And in fact, what I'm going to do, I do actually have a Mora companion with me. Oh yeah, the other thing about this screwdriver is the fact that, let's just pull this in. If you're actually screwing something in order to give it more, in order to sort of lock the blade in, you can actually, when you put pressure on it, I don't know whether you can see that, but it does actually, you probably can't see it actually, but it does press in a bit, and therefore it sort of like locks the blade in. So that's actually quite a useful feature to have, which is not something I've seen on any other knives. Now, one of the things which I wanted to share with you is, I mean, this is a big pocket knife, okay, now a big Swiss Army knife, but I wanted to compare it with a Mora companion, and as I say, we do actually have a Mora companion here, which anybody who's involved in the outdoors will know about. And this is actually quite interesting because the sizes are virtually identical. The blades and the handles are virtually identical in terms of the length, but the companion is a little bit deeper or wider. I just thought that might be an interesting comparison for you. I'm just going to get a slightly different angle on the knife so you can see it better. So there we go, look, and that's not something you expect from a folding knife, is it? Or a Swiss Army knife. So that is a decent sized knife, and as I say, because it folds, it makes it less obtrusive, I suppose.